Emulator Effects 2, Channel Introduction, Ultra Extended. Welcome to Emulator Effects 2, a continuation and expansion of the Emulator mindset, a channel dedicated to deep experimentation with logo effects, long-form effect series, and the logic behind visual escalation. This channel exists for viewers who don't just want to see effects, but want to understand why they're ordered a certain way, how repetition reshapes perception, and what happens when logos are reformulated again and again through controlled distortion. At Emulator Effects 2, logo editing is treated less like decoration and more like a process of transformation. Effects are not isolated moments, they are stages in a sequence. Each preview, each compilation, and each series builds on the idea that structure gives chaos meaning. If you're into long previews, escalating effect formulas, and logos pushed far beyond their original identity, this channel is designed exactly for that experience. Cyclone Preview 2 Mabel Effects, Deep Dive Commentary Review, Emulator Effects 2 Edition. In this video, we are taking an extended look at Preview 2 Mabel Effects, a well-known logo effects compilation created by Daniel Video Effects. While many viewers remember 2 Mabel as a fast, intense preview packed with distortions, it actually functions as something much more interesting, a compressed effect series. Preview 2 Mabel Effects applies a wide range of transformations, pitch shifts, color changes, contrast manipulation, motion overlays, and tonal shifts, all to a single logo. Instead of feeling random, these changes follow a progression. Each effect introduces a new variable, slightly altering how the logo behaves, sounds, or feels. That progression is the key reason why 2 Mabel fits so well into the philosophy behind Emulator Effects 2. In longer series like the Emulator Effects and Emulator Effects 2 sequences, that same logic is stretched out. Effects are reformulated repeatedly, sometimes across dozens of stages, allowing viewers to observe how small changes compound over time. 2 Mabel does this quickly, but the core idea is identical. Gear-hash effect stages and their functional roles. To really understand Preview 2 Mabel Effects, you have to look at the roles each effect plays, not just how they look. Small blue diamond normal, identity establishment. This is the untouched logo. Function. Normal exists to lock the logo's identity into the viewer's memory. In long-form effect series like those on Emulator Effects 2, this step is critical. Without it, later distortions lose impact. Normal is the anchor point of the entire formula. Speaker with 3 sound waves, G major 4, G major 7, instability introduction. These effects apply pitch shifting and heavy visual distortion. Function. Signals the first major departure from stability. Introduces discomfort and intensity. Begins the escalation curve. In extended series, G major style effects often appear early to mark the transition from recognizable to processed. They tell the viewer, the formula has started. Newman symbol pitch black, visual compression. A dark, high contrast effect that strips away fine detail. Function. Reduces visual information. Shifts tone towards seriousness or collapse. Prepares the logo for chaos. Pitch black effects are often underestimated, but in effect series they act like a compression stage, simplifying the image so later distortions feel more extreme. Leaf fluttering in the wind, leaf fall down major, motion injection. This effect introduces falling motion embedded movement. Function. Adds environmental behavior to the logo. Softens harsh distortion phases. Alters pacing within the sequence. In long previews like those on Emulator Effects 2, motion-based effects are used strategically to prevent viewer fatigue while still pushing transformation forward. Zoopal's Effect V3, tone disruption. Bright, exaggerated, and playful. Function. Breaks serious or dark momentum. Introduces parody and contrast. Resets viewer expectations. Tone-disrupting effects are essential in long series. Without them, escalation becomes predictable. Zoopal-style effects remind the viewer that the formula can change direction at any time. Dizzyface oh my lols dot underscore. Controlled chaos. An intentionally awkward, meme style effect. Function. Injects randomness. Breaks logical progression. Re-engages attention. In 4 Emulator Effects 2 style series, effects like this act as wildcards, moments where the formula intentionally. Today's deep dive is Preview 2 Mabel Effects, a well-known logo effects compilation created by Daniel Video Effects. While many people see 2 Mabel as a fast-paced effects showcase, it actually fits perfectly into the philosophy behind 4 Emulator Effects, because it behaves like a compact effect series. Preview 2 Mabel Effects applies a sequence of transformations to a logo, each one altering pitch, color, motion, contrast, or visual stability. Rather than jumping randomly between styles, it moves through effects in a way that feels progressive. That progression is what turns a simple preview into a structured experiment. This same logic is what defines the 4 Emulator Effects series, where logos are repeatedly reformulated through layered effects, often over much longer runtimes. In that sense, 2 Mabel can be seen as a condensed version of the same idea, a rapid formulation instead of an extended one. core effects and their roles in the formula. Let's break down some of the key effects and how they function within both Preview 2 Mabel Effects and longer effect series like 4 Emulator Effects. Small blue diamond normal. This is an untouched logo state. Role in the formula. Normal exists to establish identity. Without it, the viewer has no reference point. In effect series terms, this is the control sample, the baseline everything else is measured against. Speaker with 3 sound waves, G major 4, G major 7. These effects introduce pitch shifting paired with strong visual distortion and color shifting. Role in the formula. Marks the start of instability. Signals escalation. Tests logo readability under stress. In long-running effect series like 4 Emulator Effects, G major style effects often represent the first major break from normalcy, where the logo begins to feel processed rather than simply edited. New moon symbol pitch black. A dark, high-contrast effect that removes visual detail and depth. Role in the formula. Compression of visual information. Mood shift towards seriousness or collapse. Mid to late stage transformation. Pitch black effects are especially important in series-based editing because they strip the logo down, preparing it for more chaotic effects later. Leaf fluttering in the wind, leaf fall down major. This effect introduces layered motion, falling visuals, and softer distortion. Role in the formula. Adds environmental movement. Breaks harsh distortion patterns. Creates visual breathing room. In longer effect series like 4 Emulator Effects, motion-based effects like this are often used to reset pacing before escalation continues. Zoopal's Effect V3. Bright, exaggerated, and intentionally playful. Role in the formula. Tone disruption. Parody insertion. Contrast against darker or harsher effects. This kind of effect is crucial in effect series because it prevents visual monotony and reminds viewers that experimentation doesn't have to be serious all the time. Dizzyface oh my lols dot underscore. A chaotic, meme-driven effect with awkward timing and distortion. Role in the formula. Controlled randomness. Viewer attention reset. Breaking predictable progression. In the 4 Emulator Effects series, effects like this often serve as wildcard steps, moments where the formula intentionally destabilizes itself. Repeat button 2 Mabel vs the 4 Emulator Effects series. What connects Preview 2 Mabel Effects and the 4 Emulator Effects series is their shared reliance on reformulation. 2 Mabel applies a fast sequence of transformations in a compact runtime. 4 Emulator Effects expands that same idea into longer, more analytical sequences. Both treat effects as variables rather than decorations. Change the order, intensity, or timing, and you get a completely different result, even with the same logo. This is why Preview 2 Mabel Effects feels so relevant on this channel. It demonstrates that even a short preview can function as a complete effect formula. Pushpin why Preview 2 Mabel works so well in effect series culture. Preview 2 Mabel Effects succeeds because it respects progression. It balances chaos with structure. It uses repetition without becoming boring. For fans of the 4 Emulator Effects series, 2 Mabel feels familiar, not because it copies the style, but because it follows the same creative logic. Final thoughts. Preview 2 Mabel Effects shows that logo effects become far more interesting when treated as a sequence rather than a single edit. Its structure, escalation, and variety make it a strong example of how effect previews can double as compact effect series. On 4 Emulator Effects, this kind of content matters because it reinforces the idea that logo effects are formulas, and formulas can always be refined, expanded, and reformulated. If you enjoy watching logos evolve through layer transformations, both Preview 2 Mabel Effects and the